Midweek Magic is a free weekly event run on Magic Arena where players participate in various formats for a chance to win individual rare cards and cosmetics. This week's event showcases the brand new Wilds of Eldraine card pool in WOE Constructed, where only cards from the new set are allowed. No more Go for the Throats, no Shieldreds, no Atalis, thank God. As a consequence of this limitation, many of the decks in this format are based on the Eldraine draft archetypes. One of the more powerful of these strategies is Orzhov Auras, where we try to stick roll tokens onto our creatures and then smack in for big damage with a Tale for the Ages and Archon of the Wild Rose. Can we succeed with the aid of the Wicked Witch Eriette? Let's find out. We are back with some more Midweek Magic, and this does not look like a very keepable hand if I'm being honest with you. The Spellbook vendors are usually pretty decent, but with no white sources, yeah, this is pretty much unkeepable. Alright, hand number 2 looks a little bit better. We don't have our 1-drop in Spiteful Hexmage, but we do have a couple Spellbook vendors, we've got some removal, we got some recursion from the graveyard. I think this looks pretty good. So honestly, I'm willing to just chuck one of these vendors for now. And on turn 1, we're able to use that Wilds to grab ourselves a swamp, which it looks like we're really desperately gonna need. Alright, let's go grab a swamp, pass the turn. Our opponent's on blue, so they could be a Faeries deck. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Alright, there we go. So back to our turn. We'll start off, I guess we'll just drop a Spellbook vendor. Worst case, it gets spell stuttered. We are not going to be able to put the Sorcerer roll on it, but a 2-2 with Vigilance this early on is pretty decent. As I kinda suspected. Oh, perhaps we're doing some sort of tap-down shenanigans. So I think to start off, we'll just go with a Witch's Vanity. We're gonna destroy this thing. And yeah, I guess we'll just pay the 1. We'll scry that down to the bottom. Oh, this thing is mana value 3. I am a bit of a fool. Excuse me, I had no idea how that worked. Honestly, I feel like these rolls are really confusing. Like, I don't even know what half of them do anymore. I guess this is the scrying roll or something? We do have the Archon of the Wild Rose, which is going to be pretty fantastic when we get to drop that, assuming it doesn't just get spell stuttered away or something. Diminisher Witch. So that was not bargain, so we just got, what, a 3-mana 3-2? It could be better. We'll go ahead and drop a land. So, with the Spellbook vendor, we can put a new roll on the Spiteful Hexmage, because this thing basically enters as a 1-1 with the Cursed roll. So, I think we go for one of those. We'll stick the Cursed roll on it. Then when we go to combat, we will pay 1 mana, stick the Sorcerer roll on the Hexmage, and then swing in for 3. Restless Fortress, I think we can safely put that to the bottom. Our curve tops off at 4, so we don't really need any more than that. So we trade off, that is fine. Now we'll go for another Spellbook vendor, pass the turn. Scream Puff with Death Touch. That's an interesting one, have not seen that one yet. What do we want to put? The Wicked roll just gives +1/+1, I believe? Yeah, we'll just go ahead and put that on there, why not? Now we'll drop the Archon of the Wild Rose. These things get majorly powered up. And now we're free to just do whatever we want. If I kill our Archon, I mean, that is a little unfortunate, but if they can't get rid of it, then we basically have the win here. Alright, and there we go, I guess they can't answer it. Aw, man, we got a Brothers War card. Man, I was hoping for something cool to come out of these rewards. I guess I'm just too talented, I keep getting too many cards. Alright, we are on the play first again, and again, we have so many white cards in our hand with literally no white, so we'll have to mull that away. This looks a lot better. I think we can probably afford to put a Tale for the Ages on the bottom. We at least have the Witch here, so that we have a creature with Menace out once we can enchant it. We got the Neva, that looks pretty awesome. So I think we'll just pitch the Tale for the Ages, and we'll see what we get from there. Being able to start off with a tap land in our colors is pretty nice, especially with no 1-drops. And there we go, there's the Hexmage for them. So I imagine we're probably running the same strategy. We don't have any stuff to enchant yet, so I think we're just gonna go for one of the Evolving Wilds. Next turn we can drop our Witch, and all shall be good. We'll go grab a swamp, since we seem to have enough plains as is. Is our opponent running some kind of mono black deck? Okay, there we go. That powers it up right away. Dealing 4 damage is pretty miserable. Another land. Well, we don't want to flood on lands either. That would be a little unfortunate. We're just going to play the Witch and hope that they don't have removal. They could, like, candy grapple us or something, but, you know, gotta just cross our fingers and hope and pray that doesn't happen. The Witch's Vanity. Well, at least it doesn't get us, which is nice. We will not block the 4/3 Hexmage. That would not be great. What we do need is not another land, I will say that. Let's just go ahead and get in with the Witch. Swing in, take it down to 18, hopefully. And then second main, let's just go ahead and drop the Neva. Unfortunately, we have nothing to search back up in the graveyard, so that just is what it is. Alright, they play their Conceited Witch as well. I imagine, yeah, we're just going to take the 4 here. What we really need is some sort of ways to put some rolls on our creatures. Oh, that's pretty decent. That does come out as an instant, which I do appreciate. So let's just go ahead, we'll swing in with the team. Down to 14, pass the turn. And with any luck, this Candy Grapple should save us. They're going to put a Wicked roll on there, so in response, we're going to Candy Grapple, get rid of the Hexmage. Ah, they got the not dead after all. No. Well, this is looking really bad for us now, especially since we just flooded out on lands and had pretty much nothing else to do. Now we've even gone and powered them up. Yeah, this is looking like a wash right away. Alright, back for seconds. Do we have any creatures in the yard to even reanimate? We do not. Yeah, this is looking like it's game here. GG's, opponent. Alright, we're on the draw this time. We are running a little bit short on stuff to do, but if we can get this Lord Skitter's Blessing out and then possibly get a Spellbook vendor, get the roll token onto it, then we should be fine. We'll start drawing 2 cards per turn, because this is essentially just like a Phyrexian arena. So I think this will be okay, especially on the draw. We have 2 draws before we really have to do anything here. We got a blue deck. Probably means more Faeries. I don't really know what the other archetypes do. Now there's the fairy colors. What you got? Obira, that's a good one. That's a good one in limited. I may have been a little rude towards it in the commander tier list, but that is definitely a very good limited card. Alright, I am not familiar with this fairy. Yeah, it's an interesting one, alright. We'll definitely want to get that thing killed. Ah, and the fairy fencing. Yep, that's a good removal spell. Alright, let's draw. I think we're going to go for the Witch's Vanity. We're going to go ahead and take out the Obira. And then this thing, sure, it can pump itself if it wants to, but at least it doesn't have lifelink. We'll have to play another fairy in order to get there. Our opponent taking the time to read our thing. Oh, there's the Talion. Dang, that's not good. We don't really have any removal in this deck to take care of Talion. We'll get the food token. I think we go for Spellbook vendor now. Yeah, they did name 2, so sadly they're gonna get us there. And then honestly, oh man, having our entire hand being 2 mana is not particularly great. I think we'll just go ahead and kill the fairy now. We don't have much of a choice. We cannot put a token on it, which is fine. Talion's Messenger. Ah, that's a pretty good one as well. And a Sleep Cursed Fae. Yeah, they really just got like the nuts. And an Ego Drain, sure, why not? Just rub it in our face even further, why don't you? Nice, they get to pump up their Talion. Yeah, this game is kind of a wash already. This is so bad. Well, we can go to combat. Let's go ahead and attack. Yep, that is that. There's no removal spell and we're dead in the air. GG's, opponent. Oh my goodness, we got another one of these hands. Why can't we get both of our colors in the same hand? This'll have to do, I guess. I think we'll just go and put the Neva on the bottom of the deck. As nice as she is to have late game, Archon is definitely a lot better of a finisher. So let's get in with the Fortress. Let's hope we're not playing against Faeries again. Oh, we got some red. That's something new. This could be Rat Tribal. That would be pretty cool. Haven't seen that yet. We'll just go for a Lord Skitter's Blessing. That at least sets us up. And Rakdos, I mean, there's one card in Limited, I think, that removes enchantments. And even by that point, it's like a 5-mana spell. They could just be on like mono red aggro. That is certainly a card. It's making me think that it's towards rats, but they probably just wanted the trainee. Which, yeah, I totally get that. Let's go for the vendor. We'll pay the extra mana, give it the sorcerer token. Now let's see what our opponent's got. We're definitely not blocking this thing. First strike is like an easy way to get blown out against a red deck. They've got the removal spell already. Are they gonna throw 2 removals at it? Interesting plays. Alright, sure, you can have what you want, opponent. I don't know why you wouldn't have just bargained that away, but alright. Now we get an extra card draw, and we can even stop them from trying to attack. So, yeah, I think what we're gonna do, we'll just play the land out, we'll play the Witch's Vanity, we'll kill the Rat Trainee, the Rat Catcher, and then we'll go ahead with a Tail for the Ages. And with this thing having Vigilance, I don't really know how they get through this. Guess we'll just keep another one, sure, why not? Make it even bigger as a 7/7? That's kinda nuts. Oh, they got the Godric. He's a pretty scary one. I don't know why they swung in there unless they have some kind of plan. Oh, must not have. Oh no, we're getting to the point where we don't even get rare cards anymore. That's so sad. Well, for once we have both of our colors in our opening hand, this honestly seems pretty decent. Like, we have some answers to what our opponent's doing, we can throw some threats out of our own. I think we're just gonna keep this. Our opponent's starting off with blue. Let's hope it's not another Faeries deck. Maybe, oh, okay. I haven't seen the Elusive Otter yet. I would love to see some Adventure Sea play here. We're definitely going for the Simic. This is just more random ramp spells. I'm honestly not too sure what Simic does in this format, but to each their own, I guess. You know what? Yeah, let's just go for the Spiteful Hexmage, and then immediately... Oh, we can't do that. We don't have the right colors of mana. Haha. I keep thinking we're in a better constructed format. Ah, we got the Troy in. Makes sense, makes sense. They don't want to swing in, which is fine. So I think now we'll go and drop the Spellbook vendor. And then we'll go to combat. That'll let us pay some mana to put the Sorcerer roll on the Hexmage. And now we get in for 4 damage. I don't see them blocking any of this stuff. We'll keep the vendor. The vendor, it's going to be doing some work for us for a little while. They take the damage. Okay, Troyan is mana value 3, which is good to know. Unless they have some, like, enormous X spell or something going on now, like, I think we'll be okay for a bit. Ah, the Blossoming Tortoise. That's a fun one. I haven't opened any of these in the packs that I've opened yet. I would love to get one, but, yeah, we'll just have to see what the turtle is capable of. I don't see them pumping these things up, so I guess we might as well block with one. And just bounce off each other. Yeah, save ourselves some damage. Play another land. And I think we're gonna go Tail for the Ages. And we're gonna want to get rid of this Tortoise. We don't need to bargain it. We'll just do that. We don't have the mana to get an extra roll token. Neva, I think I'm gonna put her at the bottom. She honestly is fine as like a multicolor legend. But I don't see her doing too much work here. Alright, opponent, what you doing? You gonna play some massive X spell? The Restless Vinestalk. That's a pretty good creature. And it gives something else base power 3/3 until end of turn? That seems pretty good. You know what? They're completely tapped out. We'll just block the 1/3 again. We'll take the 8 going down to 10. But we have some Vigilance. We got another land, which is pretty exciting. We'll play another vendor, and then we'll go Witch's Vanity. We'll kill the creature. And then we go to combat. We will go ahead and pay for one of them. And then we'll go ahead and swing in for 11. That seems pretty good to me. Sure, we'll keep another Tale for the Ages. Why not? That's a good card to have. Down to 3 they go. And let's just see what our opponent has for us. If all they can do is animate the land again, then they're kind of dead. The Scavenger. What does this thing do? Just make a food token? That's fine, that's fine. They can do whatever they want with that food. It's not gonna be enough. So let's go ahead and stick a Wicked Roll on the Vendor. Pump it up +3/+3 basically. And then drop another Tale for the Ages. Let's see what they got. They got nothing. Let's go. All right, something from Wilds. Let's go. Oh, that's pretty good. The Fairy Fencing is, that's a really nice art, honestly. I will definitely be using it. I do want to put together a Faeries deck. Hopefully whenever they ban out Shieldred, it'll become a decent deck in the format. But yeah, that looks pretty sweet. So, Midweek Magic is done for another week. This time we end up going 3-2, which is like a pretty decent record. It's at least a winning record. Overall, I was really happy with the performance of our finishers. I think that especially that the Tale for the Ages, that was an insane card. And being able to stack multiple of them on the battlefield all at once, like, that just ends games in and of themselves. Unfortunately, we never got to see the Eriette. It was only a 2 of in the deck because I only opened 2 of them in the packs I've opened so far. But I mean, it just is what it is. I guess she was there with us in spirit. Thank you for making it this far into the video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like down below. Make sure to comment what kind of decks you want to see me play in the future for which formats. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this and want to see more great MTG content in the future. You can also follow me on social media at JayoticMTG on all of the social medias listed on screen, and the links for those will be in the description below. Until next time, take care.